This is a bill that came to us as a result of a peer report. A few years ago, I think it was 2020 or 2021, peer came up with several opportunities for the state to help with past due child support payments. One that we've done that's been a great success is we've allowed the treasurer's office to put a lien on unclaimed property. We have a bill going through the legislature right now in the gaming committee to put a lien on gaming winnings. And this particular legislation would be an opportunity for DHS to garnish insurance proceeds. And this bill came to us last year, and we had some folks in the property and casualty industry with some concerns on it. So we did not bring the legislation up last year, and we gave them the last 9 months to get together on the legislation and work on it. So we'd now like to have Mr. Alex Bucklew and Mr. Anderson with the Department of Human Services to please explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate the opportunity to be here. What Senate Bill 2408 does, as the chairman just mentioned, it allows us at the Department of Human Services and requires insurance companies to conduct a match to determine whether a non-custodial parent has an outstanding arrearage for child support. Now, I would mention to you, we have a huge amount of arrearages outstanding. Some of them go back to 15, 20 years. We've got about $1 billion worth of arrearages on the books right now. What this bill does is it requires insurers to provide claim identifying information to the Department of Human Services for claims that are related to negligence or personal injury, wrongful death, life insurance, for claims beginning at $500. Now, we're not creating a new requirement because the federal oversight agency that we work with, the Office for Child Support Services, already has a clearinghouse established, and all the insurers are required to do is contact or run a match with the Office of Child Support Services clearinghouse. They can use insurance services office that they use for a lot of their data match requirements. ISO is one of the options they can use to communicate with the OCSS. I would also point out to you that 15 states already mandate an insurance match like this. Some of those are Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma. There are just a number of them. Texas in the last couple of years has generated about $20 million, I think. A little more than $20 million matching insurance claims. There's no charge to the insurance company by running this match. All we're asking them to do in this bill is when they get notice of a claim from John Doe, they enter John Doe's name into the clearinghouse at the Office for Child Support Services. And if John Doe is identified as having a child support arrearage, then OCSS will notify us, and we are then entitled to establish a lien in order to recover some of that arrearage. We do have the authority, if the lien is a large lien, we do have the authority at DHS to negotiate down the lien, just like in the instance of a Medicaid or Medicare lien where Health and Human Services will negotiate the amount of the lien. So that's essentially what the bill does. The most recent state to add this insurance match requirement was the state of Washington. And the most recent numbers we have for them, the first year that they had an insurance match requirement, they recovered about 1.68 million in delinquent child support. The second year, they almost doubled that, and they recovered about 3.5 million in delinquent child support arrearages. So that's what the bill does. Happy to answer any questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I want to make the point that workers' comp was excluded from this legislation, and that's the reason it's a committee substitute. Senator Suber, you recognize for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What's the purpose of insurance? I mean, I understand somebody needs to take care of their children and I'm all for collecting any way we can. But in this case, insurance to me is to make you whole. And if someone has an injury, a loss, and, they recover from the insurance company, I don't think that has anything to do with paying child support. Now, I do think like I said, the individual needs to take care of their children, and I'm 100% behind any way we can do that. But, this isn't free money they're getting. They've been paying premiums for years, and if somebody loses a house, has a car wreck, I mean, the money's to make you whole. And I don't think this is, proper. So I just kind of want to voice that opinion.
Is that a question of Mr. Anderson?
No, sir.
I have a question.
Senator Kirby?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The only question, you were talking about the other states.
Yes, sir.
The other states, do they include property and casualty also?
Some do, but not very many of them. Denise, you know the answer to that? This is Denise Wesley. She's the director of our Child Support Enforcement Division. Include or exclude? Include.
Okay. Thank you. And one other, the other states also have third-party claims on theirs? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Senator Younger?
So would the child support, if the money's collected, would it go child support before it would go to the car being paid off or whatever accident?
Well, this recovery is net of things like medical expenses or property damage and that sort of thing. So what's diverted to child support is net of all of
Okay.
the damages.
What's left over? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it's net of even attorney's fees and expenses. Yes, sir.
Senator Johnson?
I apologize, I came in late. When you say net of expenses, so if it's on property and casualty and someone has an automobile accident, they have a loan on that vehicle, no medical expenses after the accident, but it totals the vehicle. So the insurance claim would first go towards the lien holder to make them whole, and then any additional would go to their back child support if that's what they owed. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so then the person's ability to replace that vehicle and then go to work to continue to pay child support if they decide to start paying child support would be hindered by that. Is that right?
Let me have just a minute. Yeah. After the claimant is paid for repair to a vehicle, it's only after that, whatever they use to replace their vehicle, our lien is net of that.
Wait, replace a vehicle and make repairs to a vehicle are two different things. So it's one thing if it's not totaled and there's a door that's damaged and they take it into a body shop and they replace that door, and the insurance company pays the body shop for that repair. But if the vehicle's totaled, then, and it pays off the lien holder, there's not repairs to the vehicle to be made. So then would that additional money after the lien holder is paid off go to the child support?
It could be considered the bill defines an economic benefit as any money after the replacement or repair of a vehicle. It could be considered an economic benefit and it could be subject to our lien.
And when we figure replacement, if you have a lien, then, and it does not meet the total value of the vehicle, there's money left over. So then you could take that and replace the vehicle?
Our lien would be in place at that point. Obviously, we can negotiate with the owner of the vehicle, with the non-custodial parent. That's why I mentioned we have the discretion to negotiate on the lien. If owner is getting nothing. I mean, I don't think we're gonna take every single dollar.
But
in
that's
those
up to your
instances.
discretion, right?
It is. I mean,
Okay.
it's just like in the instance of a Medicaid or Medicare lien. There's negotiation and there's an exchange of,
Well, that's different though. You're not taking their insurance premium or their insurance, reimbursement for replacement of a vehicle. That would be different than Medicaid or DOR negotiating on a lien. Yep, thank you.
yes, sir.
Vice Chairman?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Disability payments, would that be in this?
I don't think our bill reaches any disability claims. So, no, sir.
So,
It's just negligence, personal injury, wrongful death, life insurance. That's all that's covered.
so a person that, partial disability or short-term disability claim, that's not in this.
That's not gonna be covered by this.
Full-term disability, they can't get that money.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Not based on what this bill would do.
Any additional questions? All right, let's see what the will of the committee is. Is there a motion? Senator Lennon, you're recognized.
Title sufficient, do pass committee sub, just to be able to work on this a little bit longer.
All right, the motion is title sufficient, do pass committee sub. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Noes have it. Bill not reported. All right, next bill is 2395. This bill kind of came late to us. It's double referred out of Corrections Committee, and I was just contacted about it yesterday from the governor's office. This is a bill the governor's office is interested in. Senator Barnett called a meeting yesterday and passed the bill, and as I said, it's been double referred. So Senator Barnett, you're recognized to explain 2395.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What this bill does is that, and I'm gonna try to make this real brief, but if you all can go to lines 80 through 82, is the new language is being added, and basically what this is doing is just to amend that section to require outside medical vendors to submit invoices when there's an absence of a contract rate at the Medicaid rate. And this will avoid the need to send those invoices to a third-party person to be reduced to the Medicaid rate and speed up our payments to those individuals who are providing services to those individuals who are incarcerated. And there's a lot of times now where we have individuals who will provide the medical care that's being delayed the payments because they're having to be negotiated with a third-party person. And so this is just to speed up the payments to our doctors and hospitals and just to make sure that they are paid in a timely manner. That's basically what this is. And that's the only new language. This is already law, but lines 80 through 82 is the new language that's being added.
Any questions? I'd like to say that this bill did come to us late in the process. This is the request of the governor. I have heard from a couple of different organizations who have some interest in discussing this bill further before it comes up on the floor. I'd like to ask that you move the bill, please, and we'll do that before we decide whether we're going to bring it up on the floor. Can I have a motion?
Title sufficient, do pass.
All right, motion is title sufficient, do pass. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? That bill will be reported. Motion, we rise and report.
Report.
Thank you.
It's a Medicaid expansion.